Whenever you are.
Live.
Evening call to order the Town of St. John Planning Commission study session meeting for September 3rd, 2025. Would invite all that are able to stand for the pledge, please. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Abernathy, can we get the roll call, please?
Justin Nestor.
Present.
Colin Enchway.
Present.
Joe Gomez-Daigle is absent. Rudy Bambick.
Present.
Russ Vogel is absent. John Gill.
Here.
Ashley Abernathy present. Bill Manasopoulos.
Here.
John Dykstra.
Here.
And Adam Decker.
Present.
All right, we have a roll call. Agenda item 4, old and new business. Item A, 2025-17, Gates of St. John, Unit 29A, 29B, lots 1 and 3. Mr. Kill, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. I guess we'll go ahead and just start with the first lot, that's Lot 1. That would be Parish and 231. First thing you'll notice is the large setback. Obviously, that's to accommodate the traffic circle that's going to be going in there. So that's why that lot looks a little funny, because NDOT did a taking of the land, and this is what we have left that they didn't take. So when they took land all the way down US 231. So that's all, first of all, why the lot looks a little weird. So obviously we have on-site parking. We have a national tenant going there, but I think that the problem is it's written on the page. Okay, so there's our drive-through user. Everybody said, just don't say who it is, national tenant. I'm like, okay, but it's on there. Anyway, so you can see we do have a drive-through there. We have, the road is completely in. I'm sure everybody got a chance to go look at it. At least drive by it. It looks like a runway. It's a half a mile, 456 parking spots. So we have a lot of parking that's already put in. So before any of these users even hit their sites, they have the road in, they have everything in. Streetlights are ordered. We do have a bond for all that. So by the time anybody gets there, we're going to have that road completely done with streetlights and everything. All the wiring's in, all the standards are in. So that will be there by the time anybody gets there. So if you look at the site here, obviously we have a building, we have our first national user that is going to be going there. The rest of the space will be left vacant until we have uses that we'll take in front of the town council and get approved. The type of the buildings, I think I had showed the plan commission the pictures, so you know what the buildings are going to look like. Some will be two-story, which will have office over the top. Some will be single-story, but they'll all have that same nice downtown look, and this building will be no exception. All the parking spots on the interior of the site are all 10 by 20. All the parking spots on the road are 10 by 20. You can't hardly build a parking spot in St. John anymore without that, because everybody drives a big SUV and they just simply can't park if you have anything smaller. So the whole site is, even though we allow in and out traffic, you can see we have the drive-through separated on the very west side of the property. The thought process is that obviously the vast majority of the traffic on this site is going to be drive-through traffic. It's not going to be parking, at least at first. So they're going to enter on the west, drive through, go through the designated drive-through lane, come around. There's a bunch of stacking because we want to make sure we don't have a problem with stacking. So we've got, 8, 9, 10 car stacking here easily. And it's about the maximum amount we can get on the site. If you see this little kick out right here by where the roundabout's gonna go right there, we are going to be putting a subdivision sign. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to call this yet. There are varying opinions among town staff, among us, among everybody, so there will be something that the town will approve that's gonna go there, so we're all still working on the name of this project, since it will be kind of the downtown area. We simply haven't been able to decide yet, so as that progresses, I'm sure Ashley will weigh in on that one. And Billy too, but we'll keep you advised of that. There will be a sidewalk that goes all the way down 231. There will be a sidewalk that goes all the way in front of it. That was all done in the original PUD. All that's going to be done. There's going to be outside seating. That's all approved. You know, that was all promised already, so we're going to take care of all that. And not exactly sure what other questions you may have. There's an enclosed dumpster that will be like in kind, obviously, to the main building. Not sure what else. If anybody has any questions
Questions, comments?
on this one?
Got two questions. On note number 6, it says lighting plan and landscaping plan to be provided by others. Is that a requirement for site plan approval to have the landscape and lighting plan?
The landscape is going to be this is what it is. These are
Yeah.
buildings, so they will be landscaped like that.
Right,
That's what
yeah.
we're using as our landscape. So even if you want to approve this, that's fine.
Right, it says
Yeah.
landscaping plan, that's what I was wondering about.
We're going to landscape around the building like this or better. And we are going to have large pots, for lack of a better term, I guess, because it's going to be a lot of concrete.
Yeah.
Especially along 109th Square here. So what we wanted to do in these islands here and all that, instead of trying to put trees through the little grates, it just isn't going to work. So we thought about big landscape planters where there actually can be landscaping put in those planters and even sit on the outside by the outside seating. So we're going to do that as well.
Okay. I guess what I should have rephrased my question. Is there a literal plan? So it says lighting plan and landscaping plan to be provided by others. Is that a requirement for site plan approval? That's really what I'm asking. I believe you because I saw the renderings and everything.
Oh, okay,
I'm just wondering if that's a requirement for approval to be part of this package.
Well, and that's why I said if you were comfortable with that, by inclusion, you can reference these drawings with that on it, and the fact that I'm representing that, you know, obviously what we're going to do on the site as well. But it's, each building, there's gonna be a lot of different users here. All of them are gonna have something a little bit different when they come in. Like the next building I'm gonna show you. We have restaurants. I don't know what they're gonna want the outside of their place to look like.
Sure.
So, and I don't really have an objection coming back with that. That would be fine.
Yeah,
Except if I don't have all the users, I don't know how each business is gonna wanna present themselves.
Of course, yeah. I understand that the tenants are going to have their own kind of landscaping and whatever. It's just more of like, where's grass, where's concrete? That's kind of like really what I'm getting towards for like from a site level perspective.
Oh, the entire site, with the exception of the perimeter, outside of the parking area, is going to be asphalt and concrete.
Okay.
Because the front of it, the primary entrance ways that are gonna be facing 109th Square, it was required that we put all outdoor seating along the whole thing.
Right.
That's why I said we're gonna go with the planters. You can't really plant anything there because they want outdoor seating
Sure.
the whole way.
Makes total sense to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
just that was the thought process, at least for like they said, this downtown area, so.
Okay.
It's a little unconventional because we're required to do outdoor seating everywhere.
Right. Totally understand. And then I guess the second question I had was about the traffic pattern for the drive-through. So if it comes in across there to the sidewalk, which is where all the entries are, how wide are the sidewalks on either side of the building? Like, I can see that the one that's in front is 8 feet. The ones on the side, it looks like maybe 3 to 6 feet?
Yes, the ones along the side are about 4 foot.
Okay, okay.
Now, I don't, again, the entrance, all the entrances are going to be from 109th Square and from 109th Avenue.
Okay,
There should be nobody walking the side of the building because
Great.
there's no entrance on the side of the building. So they are forced to walk either north or south side. And we're trying, hopefully, they're going to utilize the parking on 109th Square and walk in the south.
right.
That, so it's the primary entrance way onto the downtown street, if you will.
Great, thank you for clarifying that. That's all I have, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Anyone else? No?
The lighting is, Ashley picked out the lighting, so.
I'm sure it'll be great.
You've mentioned that 1 or 2 times.
I always have to mention that because it turned out to be expensive, but it's very nice. It's going to be a
You told me to
wonderful
pick up
downtown
the
area. I can't wait to put it in.
The landscaping's not gonna look like your shirt, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to have landscaping look like my shirt. It won't be these flowers, no.
Noted for the record. All right, and then what's the next one? That was lot 1, correct?
That was lot 1, yes. The next one, and I've got a couple extra copies of these if you guys need them at all. I don't know, get them on the computer. Okay, so lot 3, you can see there's a building A and a building B. This is primarily where our first restaurant users are going to go. We do not have any other approved uses, like I said, besides restaurants and professional office. It's going to go above these. That's where that 2-story rendering comes into effect. As you can see, we have a lot of area out front. We expect that the users are going to want, some of them are going to want aluminum fencing out there with the planters and all that kind of stuff surrounding some tables. We expect that there's going to be a lot of that type coming along because, like I said, the first restaurant users we have are going to go here, and we're just thinking they're going to want to dial up that outside because obviously they're going to be required to. They have to follow that same theme as the pictures, and we've showed them all. We showed them what they're expected to do. We're going to have all the planters out. We'll have all the nice street lights out. We have all the little nice Ballard lights out. Those are going to be on each intersection. But we have the same type of, we have no drive-through here. So that eliminates all that. This is all going to be just entrance foot traffic. So you can see that there's plenty of room around this site, depending on how somebody wants to walk the site. Right up the middle between the two buildings on either side, lots of room on the actual, 109th Square side. We are showing where the dumpster enclosures are at. You can see that. The problem here is when we're trying to do a double frontage building where it looks like 2 fronts, if you have to have some of these things, nobody will go there. They simply won't operate if they can't operate a restaurant. So we're going to make this look as identical as to the building as we can, because obviously that's an aesthetic thing. And, but unfortunately, there simply is no choice. You'll notice there is a sidewalk going all the way up and down each one of the roads. There's a sidewalk going on 109th Avenue, coming back down in front. There's a sidewalk going around. It's completely encapsulated, and up all the roads with the walkway. So the whole idea is to make it walkable. Now that St. John passed a golf cart ordinance, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw increased golf cart traffic, especially from the subdivision to the south. I mean, if I were those people, I would. So, you know, we're hoping that we're gonna play this by ear a little bit. All the speed tables that you see on the road, those are installed, everything's in, done. And we just need to get a site plan approval because these buildings have to get downstate. We're under pressure to get them built, mostly by the town, to get some buildings going and get them built, to get this thing under construction. So if you have any questions, we do have, like you said, very detailed site plan here. There's ample parking everywhere. We do not want to run out of parking. Most downtown areas, that's their primary issue, is they don't have enough parking. We're going to have plenty.
All right. Questions, comments?
The engineer who reviews all the LBL development-related projects is currently working on reviewing the site plans. He's hoping to get a letter to me soon on all these items. Do you know, Steve, on this Lot 3 site plan and Lot 1 as well, is the amount of ADA parking being proposed and provided the minimum requirement as required by the ADA parking regulations?
Yes, because of front and back,
Okay.
meaning on the road too. And, you know, I guess to piggyback on what Ashley said here, any approval tonight, or I should say the 17th, could be contingent, well, I'll have the engineer's approval by then.
Yeah, we have
I'll have
2
the
weeks.
site engineering, where the catch basins are located and how it ties into the main storm sewer system, that will be approved in the next few days, so we'll have the engineer's approval letter on that. That's being worked through right now, so I guess there wouldn't be contingent, because I forgot, study session night, there's no vote. But if there's any other questions, be happy to address them.
Okay. Well, subject to all that, then we'll be back on the 17th, right?
Yes.
There we go. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Item B, 2025-16 Galamos, requesting final plat for one lot subdivision located at 9291 Cardell Drive.
Mine's not nearly as exciting as that. I just gave Ashley the Mylars from Taranga and just looking forward to getting to the next meeting for one lot subdivision.
Okay.
This is just the final plat. I think, John, correct me if you're wrong, you've already issued an approval letter for it, so this is in order for 2 weeks for just consideration of the final plat.
That is correct.
Any other questions, comments?
I'm glad I heard all that, though. That was pretty cool. I got something to talk about when I go home to dinner.
Yeah, my teenage daughter's
I'm
gonna
actually
be,
excited. I'm like, sweet.
gonna be thrilled with the oversight of who that first tenant is, so.
Yeah,
I'll
the
leave
guy
that.
with the parachute little plane thing isn't going to be happy. 'cause
I
that
was just
his
thinking,
run
I was
for a
actually
long
just
time.
thinking that, yeah.
All right, then we'll see you back on the 17th. Thanks. Item C, 2025-10 Park West, request for primary plat for Park West subdivision located Calumet Avenue and approximately 193.5 feet south of 101st Avenue. Mr. Kill.
Yes, this is we are at one study session. This is the revised plan. We are having trouble with one item, though, that was requested by the town. We got the fire hydrants taken care of, we got all that done, everything. I cannot fit, and we are not, we absolutely are not opposed to doing it. I want to start with that. I cannot get that left turn lane in on Calumet Avenue. On the east side of Calumet Avenue, there is not, that land has not been subdivided yet. We have zero room over there off the edge of pavement. It's just, we can't shift that whole road over. It's just gonna not look right. We got traffic lights, we've got points on each end. We can get all the XL, decel lanes in, we can do all that, but I cannot get that extra lane in without keeping the road straight. So we have talked to Brad Lambert over on St. John Commons. There's a gentleman we found that does own that property. We are going to try our level best to get an easement from him. And if we can get that easement, like I said, no issue. We are going to put that left turn lane in because it's Calumet Avenue. And it's not a bad idea. If for some reason we cannot work with that gentleman over there that owns that piece of property, the corner there of 101st and Calumet. I'm going to suggest, I know he's going to be coming in soon, he's just going to have to put the left turn lanes in. I mean, he's going to have to widen that out anyway and put XL diesel, and he's going to do commercial there. So I'm not exactly sure. That's the only item that I really was not sure what to do with here. Because it's not that we won't put it in. We told Ashley, we're absolutely willing to do it. Good idea. And we will work our best with them to get this done, but I cannot tell you we have that done right now.
Okay.
I did advise Chief Flores about, due to as you saw in the GIS, that because it's a meets and bounds and never been subdivided, their property technically goes to the middle of the right-of-way there. So because of that, that's why they can't do that turn lane. I did let Chief Flores know, and that they did try, and he was accepting of that answer, and that they're still going to try and attempt to, and if nothing else, when that eastern parcel comes in the future, it's something that we can control at that time through the subdivision process.
And he is looking to come in shortly, so that's why we're hoping we can work with the gentleman. It just kind of makes sense. We know what St. John Commons had to dedicate for right-of-way. We know what we're dedicating for right-of-way. We're putting the trail system in. It won't need to go on that side of the road. It just seems logical that I can tell you, I know what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to dedicate the same right-of-way St. John Commons did, going straight up, which everybody does. So if we don't get him in the front end, I'm like, the plan commission's going to get him when he comes in. I go, and I know it's going to be soon because that corner's going to build out.
So are we not quite ready for final plat yet?
Well, I mean,
Because
it's just primary plat.
or primary, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be in for final plat for some time. There's just nothing at this point I can do. I would accommodate every request, everyone that was made. It's just that if we cannot get this done, I'm just going to ask that it not be required, because I can't do it. But we're glad to do it, makes sense, but when that property would come in then, it would be done then. Because they're going to have to make grant a lot of right-of-way and do a lot of improvements to Calumet, and 101st for that matter.
So the engineer, Adam McAlpine, did send a approval or recommendation for approval letter. So the subdivision for the primary plat itself is in order. The only outlier is that left-hand turn lane. And again, I talked to Chief Flores about it. While he would like to see, he also understands the constraints of the right-of-way, so that if it's not able to be done now, we can try and get it in the future.
I just prefer not to leave it lingering out there though, too, if we can. I mean,
I would prefer that as well, Justin. Yeah, I'd like to get it done.
I don't want to point at the empty chair and say, well, the next person that comes through has to deal with it, but if you're here first, I guess you have that posture though too, right?
I want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And we would like to get it done. And like I said, I'm going to stand up here and tell you that we're talking to the property owners. We want to get, even if we can't get a right-of-way dedication, because we just need an easement. Give us an easement that we can work in, and it'll function the same way. So I will be back here, like I said, in 2 weeks, and in that time frame, if I can't get this easement, it's not going to be gotten. So we want to do it too.
Okay.
It's going to look better. It's going to be more functional. The chief wants it. Makes sense. All the above. Agreed. Other than that, I don't have any changes to the initial presentation that was made. Other than, that's the only item I could not follow through on.
Unless anybody else has everything, I guess work your magic and we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
I'm working it, trying.
Nothing else on that. Item D, 2025-18 Gates of St. John, Unit 7A, request for re-subdivision of Lot 888 in the Gates of St. John, Unit 7A, located at 10400 Golden Arch Avenue.
I don't know how familiar, everybody should be fairly familiar with the traffic circle there. It's right at the traffic circle on 105th. There's that huge piece of property that absolutely will not sell. I've been trying since the gate started, and it just simply won't sell. Nobody wants it. So we're asking some of the builders, what's the deal? Why won't anybody build on this lot? Well, they said, well, if you look down 105th, all the houses are facing this way. That lot's made to build this way. And they said, it's so big, nobody wants it. And I said, so we looked at it and we're like, okay, that makes sense. Even splitting it in two is still bigger than all the lots that are behind it and exceeds the covenants and the initial approval of this, far exceeds what was approved. So all we're asking is to take that gigantic lot and split it into two really big lots. And then we can build a couple houses on it that actually will face 105th, like every other house down that same road. And it just makes sense. So just a real simple existing lot, existing road, storm sewer, everything's existing, just cut it up. And then really, there's no more to it than that. Then we can finish this and get, and there will be 2 custom homes built on those. Blackburn should build them, is what we're thinking. We can get Josh to do it. And he's right now between 900 and 1.1 on all his homes. So there will be 2 custom homes that will be commensurate with everything around it. We know what's going to be built there.
Questions, comments?
They'll be back in 2 weeks to request a publish for our October 15th meeting.
Then
Has been
I would like to do the primary and secondary at the same time, because there really is there's no engineering, it's just building permits at that point. And we would just wait the 30-day requirement, but I would just ask for them both at the same time on this one, because it's fairly simple.
We could tackle that at the October 15th meeting, but I have already received the engineer's letter stating that everything is in order for this 2-lot resub.
All right. Appreciate it. Item E, 2025. Thanks, Mr. Coe. 2025-19 Lenting, request for rezone from R2 to C2 located at 10911 West 108th Avenue. Mr. Reddy, good evening.
Good evening, Doug Reddick with DVG representing Dale Lenting. Dale was out of town. I talked to him earlier today. He was hoping to be here, but he didn't think he was going to make it. But this is pretty straightforward. Dale owns several acres on the north side of 231 on the east side of Schneider Street. A lot of you know where the farm stand is in the very corner, and the large pond to the east of the farm stand. That's the property we're talking about. His home is at the north end of the property. We're leaving that R2, so we're only rezoning part of the property. The south, it's almost 5 acres, leaving the north part, existing zoning, which is R2. And we're doing this for future development as a C2. And it also helps kind of get the farm stand, in order, if you will. Because it's obviously functioning. And so right now we're just hearing about for the rezoning. Eventually we'll come back to subdivide, presuming everything goes as planned. But we're just here tonight to introduce this. We'll come back in a couple weeks to request permission to advertise for a public hearing, and then follow through with a meeting for recommendation for the rezone.
A large part of this is where the pond is at now, correct?
A large part of this is water.
It's water, yeah.
Yep. The whole, I'd say east, 50%, if not more, 60%. Yeah. And then the farm stand is in the very southwest corner.
I assume that's actually in line with the master plan as far as, is there a preference for C2 along that corridor?
So By the way, the legal descriptions for the Route 231 overlay district is written. The 600 feet north of the right-of-way line, so here, it falls within the 231 overlay district. And then from here, from the railroad tracks to the residential on the west side of 41, it falls in the US 41 overlay. So realistically speaking, it falls in line with kind of our overlay districts, rezoning that 477 feet. Ultimately, it's going to be a recommendation to the town council and town council determination.
Okay.
But here's where the pond is, and again, it's only 477 feet north,
Right.
It just seems to make sense with what
about here.
the commercial stuff that's continuing, like Mr. Killers talked about, to the east, and
Exactly
I think that's just going to continue, so I'm just trying to get a sense of that.
Yep.
Questions, comments, anyone else?
See you in a couple weeks.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. Item F, 2025-14, 9301 Corner LLC, request for site plan approval for Lot 1 located at southeast corner, Wicker Avenue, 93rd Avenue. Mr. Cutt, house, good evening.
Good evening. Here on behalf of SJ 93301 LLC and/or Wintrust Bank. I know tonight's just a study session, but I always find it better to present it before asking for approval. Hopefully in your packets are some materials we submitted to Ashley and to John as well. Just a demonstration of the site plan, much of which was kind of displayed with the PUD that came through the last couple months. Just really wanted to show off the building, the landscaping plan, and the lighting plan. Wintrust intends for a two-story concept with upstairs only offices, as far as I can tell. The site will be compliant with the 41, the US 41 overlay district landscaping requirements, very, very tastefully and heavily landscaped. The signage on the building will be very, very petite. In the northwest corner, they do intend a flagpole, and obviously the laid-off area and some landscaping around what would be a future municipal monument sign at the corner there. The site has 3 drive-through lanes. It can queue 6 vehicles until it does start to obstruct the through lane, but again, that through lane for the Lot 2 users, they can come to the west or go around to the east to get to 93rd Avenue. That is not illustrated in your packet here, but that was something that Engineer Dykstra requested, and I will be getting him in short order. He did issue very promptly his first review letter on the 29th of August. I've started tackling the very few comments that he did come back with intent to resubmit and wrap those up by the end of this week. So happy to field any questions. I know it's somewhat of a familiar site plan, given the PUD.
Questions, comments? Mr. Dykstra,
I have no comments,
see your letter.
but they were in the letter.
I got you.
Not too many comments,
Yeah, I got you.
minor stuff.
I guess that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing heavy.
From the town's perspective?
It's in order with the PUD ordinance that we recommended to the town council, and they did approve that rezone to planned unit development, and then similar to, what we already saw with the subdivision plans that came before us these past couple months, so.
All right.
That's all I have.
Subject to the engineering stuff, I guess we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
All right. Item 5, adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion by Ms. Abernathy, second by Mr. Emshoy. All in favor?
Aye.